this is Ken for the Information Nation on Orion Talk Radio, OrionTalkRadio.com, TheInformationNation.com. I've got a sound clip for you. This is an interview done at Bilderberg by the Intel Hub. I think you'll find it quite interesting. You're going to find out exactly where your rights have gone.
We're here with the veteran. We're here with the veteran who was arrested yesterday, and I'm going to go ahead and let him tell the story.
Okay, the original charges that are now being brought against me are, it stems with obstruction of a vehicle. I was told, or excuse me, the police officer that brought us in, the low-level minion that actually brought us into the magistrate, told this man that I impeded a vehicle to the point that it could not enter the premises and had to go around. That is not true. We all know that. It was videotaped. Every vehicle that pulled in made it in there yesterday. That's for sure. We all know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the expense of hitting civilians, bumping into them with vehicles, you name it, it happened. So that was their premise for coming out after me. This is what they said. Now, I was in front of the car. They told me to move. I chose not to move is what they said and went back to filming, which again, we can tell by the video is just not true. At that point, they had the right to grab me and detain me. When they grabbed me, I was told that I resisted arrest, and I was lucky that it was only disorderly conduct.
Wow.
Again, the video shows. My hands went behind my back, and I began to say the whole world is watching. As far as I know, that's not resisting any kind of arrest. Where I'm from, it's not. The third charge, as they're dragging me away, I'm fine. The third charge that they bring in against me now is drunk in public. As they were taking me away, they began to shout, "Woo, he's in touch," trying to, again, crowd subsidies. They just say it a few times, a couple more people say it, and then next thing you know, I'm some drunk guy who was arrested when that is clearly not the case. Upon arrival at the police station, on the way to the police station, me and another gentleman were put in the back of a vehicle, so stuffy, so warm that it was clear, I mean, we're dripping sweat talking to each other. The police officer will not even break the barrier, will not give us any kind of air. We get to the police garage, he leaves us in the car for 20 minutes while he sits on his cell phone, obviously talking to the people back here. 20 minutes solid, we sit in the back of a car for no reason whatsoever, sweltering, in a garage, sweltering, no air, nothing. We're brought out of the car, brought inside, we're again patted down, which is fine, I guess that's just procedure. What is not procedure is for the third pat down, after I'm explained, I'm being processed, I'm told that at the back of their hand will come to the inside of my thigh, like this, the back will come to the back of my thigh. What did happen was I got the full palm. I got the underneath grab of my genitals pulled back and then the thumb in the anus. That's what I got. As soon as I cringed forward a little bit, I got pushed, hey, knock it off. And then he comes right over the top of me again, and I mean, he grabs me. Physically just grabs my nuts. Nothing I can do about it at that point. Again, we go to walk over to the nurse. Right here you see it. A forced TB shot. I opted out. I did not want to take this shot. I asked if I had to take it. I was told by the police officer standing over, by the nurse, that it was imperative. I will take this shot or I will go to a jail by myself and receive no phone call to any bail bondsman. I have no right to legal representation. And I repeated that. I have no right. Unless you take this shot, you're going into a back room until your court date. We'll bring you out in the morning, then you're going back in there by yourself till July 11th. I was
unbelievable.
Told, after the inoculation, or whatever you want to call this poison, this DNA sample that they took from me, I'm brought over to the side once again. Before I go into the cell, in front of everybody that's in there, I get the once over. Once more, I get patted down just to make sure, in 10 feet, after 2 invasive pat downs, that I somehow don't have anything in my groin area. No thumb, but that was the one officer, and he knows exactly who he is. He knows exactly who he is. He got a smile on his face, the push from him just to degrade me. Hey, if we can degrade you enough, if we can make you feel like such a piece of crap. The same officer that violated me the most on the way out. Now you learned your lesson, right? You're going home, aren't you? I said, no sir, I'll be there tomorrow. And he said, good, we'll see you again. We'll see you again. The only one saving grace I have for the Fairfax Police Department, one officer who will remain nameless, obviously.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you if you watch this, sir. Because at one point, the magistrate, after I again requested a breath, proved to me that I'm intoxicated when I can promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, I will blow a 0-0. The machine was directly across from me. The magistrate does not make judgments on evidence or anything. He listens to the police officer, he listens to me, then he makes a decision. That's the way apparently it works here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. You are not read your rights. Neither of us were read our rights whatsoever at any point. And I was told they don't have to read me my rights at all. I was again very, very aggressive at that point with the magistrate, demanding that they take me to the breathalyzer machine and let me prove myself right here and right now. I can prove an officer of the law is lying. I can prove that right now. And then, because I kept talking, bailiff, head bailiff, show this guy how to shut the fuck up. It takes me out of the room. Takes me out of the room. I'm passed off. Let me tell you, I'm passed off, but at that point, as I'm being passed off, I'm told, hey, you know they're out to get you. They're gonna grab a few of you to make a point just to keep you guys in check. That's not his verbatim, but he did say they will be taking you guys. They're out to take you guys. They will be taking you guys, which we have now seen twice today. Two different people. They watched the guy come up out of nowhere. This guy had not been here today, had not even been to the people. He went to see the crowd, was bumped off of the road. As soon as this arm came out, I'm standing right there. He was grabbed, yanked back, and then they mobbed him. The other gentleman right here next to us has the video of the female. Again, everybody followed that's what they did. They got everybody looking one way, and they snatched her. Because that's what they did. It was told to me yesterday, keep your eye out because they're gonna grab you. That was his exact words. They're gonna grab more of you.
So essentially we have snatch and grab of Bilderberg protesters.
I was informed. So obviously the entire police department got their scripted message about exactly what they're gonna do, but I tell you what, there's still patriots that wear that uniform. There's still patriots that are out here with us.
Agreed.
They just don't have a choice. They have a mortgage. They have a car payment. They've got children that they think they're trying to help. They don't understand that they're destroying their children. That's the key. If you can take out the children, it's the first time in history that they've tried to take out the children because we are the last generation that's pushing. All these meatheads, TV heads, shoppers, consumerists, all these people that don't want to wake up because I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to know what's going on. I didn't want to know what's going on until it touched me. And then it touched my family. And then it touched me yesterday. That's why I was here from Oregon, to find out for myself exactly if it's like this everywhere. Because where I'm from, it's like this.
Yeah,
they hurt you and ask questions later. They hurt you in Portland. Portland police.
I just moved from Portland. I can 100% guarantee that that's
no
fact.
criminal
Portland
records,
police are
nothing.
ridiculous.
And I have these people, again, you will be grabbed, slammed to the ground, you're physically assaulted first, then they try to figure out what happened. Then they question you. It's a police officer's word versus yours. Anywhere you go, it just depends on if you got corruption, if you have any kind of corruption like we do here. And yesterday, for everybody back home, everybody that said something, and all the people last night that called my phone, got onto my blog, thank you. I thank everybody that knew that something happened. You knew just by my phone, and you knew something happened that I didn't cause. That's loyalty for the people back home in Oregon, and I thank all of you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the interview, and thank you so much for being here, standing up against Bilderberg.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate
Thank you. Soldiers unite.
All right,
Soldiers
absolutely.
unite with us.
Absolutely. All right, that was an exclusive interview with a soldier who was essentially forcibly vaccinated. We'll have more on this story as we go. We're covering here live from Bilderberg, right in the storm, theintelhub.com.
So that's an interview from the Intel Hub, and I thought you might find that extremely interesting. The thing was, it was reported later that he was arrested again the next day. They are out to get this guy. They are going to make an example out of him. This is your country. These are the Nazi tactics that are just starting to show up, and they're going to get worse and worse and worse if you don't do something. This has got to stop. Now, I agree with what was said in the chat room. A real good attorney, and they'll end up naming that police department after him. They've totally violated his constitutional rights. They totally violated him as a human being.